Hey everybody, week 3 of my October Scare-athon. That was Ash, excuse me as I place him back on his pedestal. Ash from Evil Dead movies, Army of Darkness. I'm sure most of you are familiar with him. The reason I stuck him in the camera like that is that's part of what I watched in this week for the Scare-athon is I watched Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness back to back. This is a little double feature. Boom, there you go. And I felt like I didn't need to see Evil Dead with them because Evil Dead is almost a separate movie, in my opinion, than Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, which leads one right into the other. And I really enjoyed watching it as a double feature, much like I enjoyed watching the Thing prequel and Carpenter's Thing together. It was kind of a similar experience. It was kind of cool watching them together. One difference I would say is the Thing prequel and Carpenter's Thing really meshed together really well as far as leading one right into the other. Evil Dead 2, the ending is a little different than the beginning of Army of Darkness. Ash, of course, goes through the rift in time, but in the end of Evil Dead 2, he slays a deadite, a flying deadite that was attacking these knights in medieval times, and it ends with them bowing to him as this great protector. And of course, Army of Darkness begins with Ash in chains with these Scottish guys that have been captured. So he starts off as a prisoner and then kind of proves himself later, that kind of thing. But yeah, they were fun watching back to back. If you've never seen these movies, like I said, Evil Dead is a straight up horror movie. It's good in its own right. But Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness are just goofy. I mean, there's lots of gore and blood and all that. But it's done very tongue-in-cheek. It's very slapstick, so it's a very specific type of horror comedy. So if you're into that thing, it's worth checking out. And I enjoyed revisiting. So there we go. And then the next couple of things I watched, I didn't get to a lot of horror movies this past week. But one thing I did try doing, I tried getting through Kingdom Hospital. This is a TV series from, I think, 2004, I want to say. Yes, 2004, that Stephen King produced. It's a remake of a TV series that Lars von Trier did. And I forget the name of that. I'm sure somebody can put it in the comments for those who might want to track it down. Because I did see that it translates into The Kingdom, I believe. And I saw it a long time ago and enjoyed it. So I was looking forward to seeing this remake. And it doesn't really translate very well, in my opinion. Now, I only got through, I think, 4 episodes before I tapped out. When they start breaking out into song and singing and cadavers sit up and start singing along, that's where I tap out. I enjoy good horror comedy, Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, but yeah, it's got to be, it's got to have that perfect tone, and this just slips into stupid territory for me. And anybody who follows me knows or has seen enough of my videos knows that I don't really like musicals. I have very specific rules for what's acceptable for musicals, and this does not meet that criteria. I promised to make a video about that one day, and I will. But yeah, I tried it, didn't care for it. I picked this up at Big Lots for $2 and something with a 20% off coupon. It's the whole TV series. So that's why I thought it was worth a shot. But now it's going to be trade-in fodder for movie stuff. Alright, another Big Lots pickup, and the case might be a tip-off of where I landed on this film after I watched it. That's John Carpenter's The Ward. Again, bought it from Big Lots, $2 and some change. It's the Blu-ray, which I thought was a great deal. Of course, great price. And I watched it. It was okay. John Carpenter has made some really crappy stuff later in his career. Ghosts of Mars is unwatchable in my opinion. So I was pleased to see that The Ward the filmmaking is good. It looks good. You know, everything from camera setups to angles, building tension, and all those things. The problem I had with the movie, it had more to do with the story, which I can't lay that at Carpenter's feet. That's more the screenwriter, unless he wrote it, and I don't think he did. He did not write it. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give things away for people who want to see this, but there is kind of a twist, and if you see it coming, you're not going to enjoy the movie so much. You're just waiting for it to happen, and that's where I found myself. I was just, okay, when's it going to get to this reveal? And you get kind of bored with it after a while. So that was the case for this. But yeah, try to go in without reading much about it, and you might enjoy it. I'd say it's worth a watch if you're a Carpenter fan. You want to check it out just to see if it's up to snuff for your tastes. But Blu-ray case, this DVD case means I'm trading it in a Movie Stop. Because the great thing about Movie Stop is I can take a Blu-ray that I didn't really want to keep, take the Blu-ray case, put this in a DVD case, and they'll give me the same store worth credit, same amount of credit, even though it's in a DVD case. That's nice. They don't care, in other words. So, yeah, and that's it. The only other thing I guess I'll mention, I'll lump this into Scare-athon. I have been watching Sleepy Hollow on network television. I think it's Fox. And I've been enjoying that quite a bit. I've been surprised that I've enjoyed it as much as I have. One thing that was interesting to me is that it's shot in my hometown. So every now and then I see signs where they're shooting and things like that, which is pretty cool. And I might try to get some footage of them shooting sometime if I can, if I'm not working. So there was that aspect of just seeing how much of the local area I get to see in the show. But I also wanted to see if it was a decent show, and I thought it was. It's got great production values, in my opinion, for a network television show. It's funny, I've been watching that at the same time trying to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I want to like it so much, and it's just not very good. The production values in that, to me, are really crappy. It's just very cheap looking. As opposed to Sleepy Hollow, which has a really good look to it. Now, as far as the horror aspects, it's got some cool stuff in it, especially the earlier episodes. I think I've seen the first 4 episodes. This last one wasn't that great, but it wasn't terrible. But they do some pretty crazy, occult, demons, that type of stuff. Some pretty crazy shots. If you're expecting the Headless Horseman in every episode, you'll be disappointed. He's talked about and referred to, but I think they try to I think their plan is to bring him up periodically rather than every episode. So it's kind of basically a Monster of the Week kind of show. But I'm fine with that as long as they keep it interesting, and so far they have. So a good balance of some light comedy and some supernatural stuff going on, and it's pretty crazy. So hopefully that'll continue to be good. So let me know what you thought of the movies I saw this week. Sleepy Hollow, if you have thoughts on that, feel free to comment below. Any suggestions for stuff to watch? Hopefully this coming weekend I'll have more time to watch some stuff. So that's it for week 3 of Scare-athon. Hopefully I'll get to see some good stuff this next week. Hopefully you will too. See ya.